Welcome back to Grade 7 Math. This is lesson number 12.5, Model with Equations. Any real-life problems can be modeled with equations. We can solve a real-life problem by writing an equation and then solving the equation. Before we do this, let's look at some key math phrases and how we can write them using variables and operation symbols. And by operation symbols, of course, we mean the plus sign, minus sign, times, and divide signs. What math symbols would we use to represent these phrases? Okay, put the video on pause and see how many of these you can answer on your own, and then I'll reveal the answers. Okay, let's see how we did. So, for phrases like more than, increased by, the sum of, we would use an addition symbol. For less than or decreased by, we would use the subtraction symbol. The product of means multiplication. The quotient of means division. Double a number would mean 2n or 2x or 2c, whatever variable you choose to use. So half of a number, we could say 1/2 n. We could also say n divided by 2. Okay, so let's practice. We're going to rewrite each sentence as an equation. I'm going to do the first two, and then you're going to try the second two at home. All right, 5 less than a number is 12. Okay, we need to be careful with the language here because it says 5 less than a number. So that means that we have to write n first. That will be our variable. We need to write n first because we're told that it's 5 less than a number. So n minus 5 equals 12. Okay, how about this one? The product of a number and 10 is 140. Well, product means multiply. We're multiplying a number and 10. So just make this look a little neater. Let's write it like this. 10 n equals 140. Okay, and you'll notice I wrote 10n. Of course, that means 10 times n. And I'm not using the times symbol because I don't want people to confuse the times or multiplication symbol with the letter x. So 10n equals 140. So put the video on pause and try out these two problems, which we will take up in class tomorrow. Okay, now we can do the reverse. We can write each equation in words. So I'll do the first two, and then you're going to try the second two at home. So we could say, see if I can get a text here. Perfect. 4D minus 10 equals 34. So I can say the product of 4 and a number is 34. So actually, here's another key word to point out, folks. The equal sign you can replace with the word is. Let's try this one. 20 divided by n equals 4. You could write 20 divided by a number is 4. So what I want you to do at home is put this video on pause and try out these two questions at home, and we will take them up in class tomorrow. Okay, so let's try a couple of real-life examples. Here's the first one. The perimeter of a rectangle is 32 centimeters. The length is 9 centimeters. What is the width? Well, we can think of it this way. We know that to find the perimeter of a rectangle, you add all of the sides together. Okay, so let me get my pen set up here. Actually, I'm going to write it this way. The perimeter of a rectangle can be found by multiplying the length times 2 and the width times 2. Here's my general formula for perimeter. Now I can fill in a couple of numbers which I know. For example, I know that the length is 9. So that means 2 times 9 plus, oops, 2w equals, my perimeter is 32. Okay, so 2 times 9 is 18. So 18 plus 2w equals 32. Now check this out. Here's what I'm going to think in my head. I've got 18 over on this side. I've got 32 over here. I'm going to cancel out the 18 by subtracting. I'm going to say 2w equals 32 minus 18. 2w equals 14. Now, some simple inspection, I know that 2 times 7 equals 14. So that means that w equals 7. All right. Okay, this one is for you to try at home. At a garage sale, paperback books are priced at $2 each. Brian buys $12 worth of paperbacks. How many books did he buy? So you're going to need to make an equation first and then solve it. So put the video on pause and work this question out. We'll take up the answer tomorrow. Okay, example number 3. John hosts a fancy dinner party. The DJ charges $300 for their services. The food will cost $5 per person. Okay, we'll do part A together here. What is the total cost for G guests? Well, first I've got to make a formula. So I'm going to write a big C for cost. Now we know that the DJ charges $300 to begin with. And then he charges $5 per person. So that means we have to add, in this case. So $5 per person. In part A, we've been given the variable G. So I'm going to make this 5G. Okay, so the cost equals 300 plus 5G. Okay, part B, you're going to try at home. If John has $1,000, how many guests can he invite? So, your challenge at home is to figure out how to use this equation, which I've given you here, to figure out how many guests can attend this party with the total cost being $1,000. So put the video on pause, try it at home, we'll take it up tomorrow. Alright, this was a little longer video, but very important nonetheless. So after we take up those sample problems, we may not get to all of these questions in tomorrow's class, but we're certainly going to do the majority of them. If you have your textbook at home, feel free to take a look at these questions just so you get a sense of what's coming up in tomorrow's class. But until then, this concludes today's video.